Good morning and welcome to your Daily Dose, international yachting, sailing, and boating news for Monday, July 11th. If you like what you see or hear, please do subscribe. If you have a story or a suggestion, you can reach out to us at info@yachtinginternationalradio.com. I am Ria Rao, and this is your Daily Dose. The French Riviera is looking slightly different this summer. The Russian superyachts that can usually be spotted gliding across its sparkling blue waters are nowhere to be seen. Facing sanctions for their ties to President Vladimir Putin and support for his invasion of Ukraine, Russian tycoons are squirreling away their multi-million-dollar yachts in places where they are less likely to be seized by the US and other governments. Once in sanctuary, the vessels are staying put. A task force focused on Russian tycoons has blocked or frozen over 30 billion US worth of sanctioned assets, including yachts and luxury real estate, in a little over 100 days. The crackdown has left the superyacht owners with few destinations to pick from as they steer clear of some of the world's most popular hangouts for the rich and famous. Turkey has become a popular hideout since the Ukraine invasion, and it is one of the few nations not seizing Russian assets. Turkish foreign minister has said in late March that sanctioned Russian oligarchs were welcome as both tourists and investors, as long as their activities were legal. Meanwhile, US President Joe Biden has pushed for legislation that would allow the US to seize yachts and other assets of sanctioned Russians, liquidate them, and use those funds to benefit Ukraine. The EU is considering similar measures. A suspected criminal organization organized luxury trips using fast dinghies that departed from Tunisia to reach the coast of Sicily, guaranteeing the security and confidentiality of people fleeing North African authorities. The transnational organization allegedly included two factions, one formed by Tunisians and another by Sicilians. Investigators said the probe revealed the ability of the transnational criminal organization to offer new services in migrant smuggling aimed at making crossings safer in exchange for higher rates. The service offered allegedly did not end with the landing, but included forms of assistance aimed at guaranteeing the permanence of migrants on Italian territory. Police documented the constant phone contacts between the alleged gang members under investigation, the purchase of phone cards, the rental of expensive boats, cars, phones, apartments to host migrants, and warehouses to store the boats. Members also allegedly used encrypted messages on a regular basis and had a network of stable contacts with Tunisian organizations. An Indonesian ship has crushed a fishing boat that strayed into its path. Reports indicate there were 15 crew members aboard of the disabled fishing boat at the time of the collision, but miraculously, they all survived by jumping overboard. The engine of the fishing boat reportedly failed while they were at sea, and two other boats working in the same area were towing the fishing vessel back to shore. The boats towing the fishing boat strayed into the shipping lane. The 312-foot cargo ship built in China in 2000 can be seen approaching the fishing boat, catching the vessel and pushing it under the cargo ship's bow. The 2,995 gross ton cargo ship ultimately comes to a stop after having torn the fishing boat to pieces. The accident happened in Western Indonesia. The authorities are indicating that they believe it was an accident and that the cargo ship was not at fault. More than 31 billion liters a year of pollution is estimated to be discharged off the west coast of Canada by cruise ships on their way to and from Alaska, according to a report by the environmental organizations Stand Earth and West Coast Environmental Law. Across Canada's 151,000-mile coastline, ships generate 147 billion liters of harmful waste each year, equivalent to 59,000 Olympic-sized swimming pools. Based on data from more than 5,000 vessels, cruise ships were the largest polluters, despite making up only 2% of the marine traffic analyzed. Cruise ship pollution includes large volumes of toxic sewage from toilets, gray water from sinks, showers, and laundries, and bilge water, the oily liquid that collects at the lowest part of a ship. By far, the largest source of pollution identified in the WWF report was from so-called scrubbers, devices installed to remove exhaust gases such as sulfur oxide and nitrogen oxide, as well as particulates from the heavy bunker oil used as marine fuel. The scrubbers create an acidic wastewater containing a cocktail of chemicals. On a one-week trip to Alaska and back along the Canadian coast, a cruise ship will generate nearly 200 million liters of waste from scrubbers, according to the Stand Earth and WCEL report. While ships can decide whether to discharge at sea or within a port, most waste from scrubbers is dumped as it is generated. As Canada's federal dumping regulations are less stringent than the US laws, the cruise ships will save up their waste and dump when they can. It is no wonder that when the cruise industry became active once again, Canadians hit the port in Victoria to protest. A sunken boat dating back to World War II is the latest object to emerge from a shrinking reservoir that straddles Nevada and Arizona. The Higgins Landing craft that has long been 185 feet below the surface is now nearly halfway out of the water at Lake Mead. The boat lies less than a mile from Lake Mead Marina and Hemingway Harbor. It was used to survey the Colorado River decades ago, sold to the marina, and then sunk. The boat is just the latest in a series of objects unearthed by declining water levels in Lake Mead, the largest human-made reservoir in the US, held back by the Hoover Dam. In May, 2 sets of human remains were found in the span of a week. Experts say climate change and drought have led to the lake dropping to its lowest level since it was full about 20 years ago. Don't forget to tune in this evening at 1900 CET for Crew Travel with Lee Harris of Blue Marine Travel. If you are crew headed to do some dock walking or you are signed on already, this summer has proved to be bringing a lot of travel headache. This has been your daily dose of yachting, sailing, and boating news for Monday, July 11th. Thanks for tuning in. If you have any suggestions, questions, or news that you would like to share, send us an email at info@yachtinginternationalradio.com. Don't forget to hit subscribe to be kept up to date on all the marine industry headlines happening around the world. Please join us here tomorrow morning for your daily dose of yachting, sailing, and boating news. I am Ria Rao, and this has been your Daily Dose.